Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome back to this little podcast. I don't even know what it is. I'm not even really convinced that it's an actual podcast because it's technically not, because I'm really just making YouTube videos, but that's fine. We're just gonna call it for today episode 2 of whatever podcast this is. I got a really good response from my last video, episode 1, if you will. You guys really seemed to like it, and a lot of you really liked the idea of me continuing to just make these sit down chit chat videos, these little podcast episodes. And I really enjoyed making it, and so we're just gonna go with it. I'm not really planning it too much. We're just gonna see where these episodes go, but as long as you guys are here and watching them, then I'll keep making them. So I think it could be fun. So today we're gonna be talking about things that I am too old for at the age of 26, soon to be 27. So let's get into it. So let me just say before we start, these are things that apply to me personally. So I am not saying that if you are 26, 27 and you still like doing some of these things, or whatever the case may be, that I'm saying that you're wrong. I definitely am not. These are just things that I have been noticing lately as I start to transition out of my mid-20s, which is really weird to say. These are just things that I have been discovering as I get older. So whether you relate to them or you don't yet, that's okay, but I hope that you enjoy nonetheless. Okay, so thing number 1, we're gonna start off easy, is sleeping in my makeup. I am too old to be doing this. The last time I did this was in February, and I have not done it since then, and we're in April now. So we're doing okay. I need to stop doing this, okay? And I've been making a conscious effort, and like I said, I've been doing better. My skin is not getting any younger. The likelihood of me getting wrinkles is, well, it's never gonna go away, but it's certainly not gonna go away now as I'm getting older. And I need to be taking better care of my skin. And so even if it's a night out, or I get home at 3, 4 in the morning, which I really try my hardest not to do anymore, and I really don't anymore. But even regardless of what time I get home, I need to do my skincare routine, okay? And I'm more like reprimanding myself here, is I really need to stop doing this, okay? It's not good. It's not good at any age. It is not good at almost 27 years old, okay? I'm speaking to myself right now. I had a night out last weekend. I think I got home maybe 2:30, and I was tired, but I did my whole skincare routine, and I was very proud of myself. And we need more of that energy going into my 27th year, okay? All right, so that's number 1. Second thing I am too old for at 26 is not speaking up at the nail salon or the hair salon. I used to be petrified of speaking up when I was younger. If I didn't like something, if I didn't like the nail shape, or if I didn't like the color that was going on to my hair, I would never say a peep. I don't know if it's because I thought it was rude or whatever the case may be, but I would never do it. And my mom would always be like, Sam, you're paying for this. You're paying 40, 50 bucks for your nails, or for your hair, it's a lot more than that. She's like, you're paying for it. Get what you want. Make sure you're paying for something that you're going to enjoy. I get my nails done every 4 weeks, so if I don't like it, I'm gonna have to live with it for a whole month. So I'm growing out of that now, where now I am not afraid to say, hey, can you file this a little differently? Or I don't like that color as much as I thought I did. I'm so sorry, but can we change it? And if you're personable with them and you're friendly with them, and I try to have little conversations with them here and there, I treat them like they're people. So now I am not afraid to speak up and just make sure that I am getting what I want and what I'm paying for. So being afraid to speak up at any kind of salon for me is a no more kind of situation. So that's number 2. Number 3 is I am too old for guilty pleasures. Now let me explain. And when I say guilty pleasure, I mean, why is it a guilty pleasure, right? If you like something, you like it. It doesn't have to be a guilty pleasure. I love watching Dancing with the Stars. I don't feel guilty about that, so I don't think it's a guilty pleasure. I like to watch ASMR videos, and I no longer really call it a guilty pleasure, because you shouldn't feel guilty about it. If it's something that you enjoy and it's something that you like to watch or read or do, don't feel bad about it, own it. Just be like, yeah, I love that. I love watching that. I love doing that. And the more you own it too, the less inclined people will be to think of it as a guilty pleasure. They're like, oh, they love doing that and they own it? Cool, good for you. So yeah, that's a very simple one. I've just stopped calling them guilty pleasures. It's just a pleasure. It's just something you like, and that's okay. Okay, the next thing that I am too old for is doing things to impress people. And I started thinking about this as I watched others do it, you know, whether that be, you know, if you don't like drinking as much, or if you don't want to go out one night, you know, people will say, oh, like, you know, you're no fun. If it's something that you don't want to do, or something that you think, you know, oh, they're gonna think bad of me if I don't want to do that, or if I don't want to take that extra shot, or have that extra drink, or stay out until 4 a.m. or whatever. This could literally be, there are endless possibilities of what this could be. But doing things to impress people is just so, it's very high school to me, and college too, because that's something that happens in college too. But it's just, it's a very young person thing for me. Whereas I feel like when you get older, you kind of just, like I said with the last point, like you start to own things. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And you don't have to answer to anybody. So doing things to impress people really just makes you feel worse in the end, I think. And it's important to have people in your life that won't make you feel that way. You know, they'll just say, oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, that's cool, no worries. And we go on with our lives. So doing things to impress people. Too old for that. Okay, the next thing I did for so long. I am too old to be accumulating things that I don't need. That could be clothes, it could be makeup, it could be anything. I was the type of person that didn't want to throw things away because I was like, oh, what if I need it one day? Or what if I can use it one day? Clothes, oh, that doesn't really fit me right now, but what if it fits me one day again and I want to wear it? That results in clutter. And clutter makes me crazy. I didn't realize how anxious it makes me feel to have clutter until I started to get rid of things and donate things and throw things away. And then you just feel like this weight is lifted off of you. I don't know if this is just me or if some of you experienced this too, but just getting rid of things makes me feel so relieved. And so like just like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. My rule lately has been every time I get a new clothing item or clothing items in general, if I do a little shopping, I have to donate things as well. So if I'm getting 2 or 3 new shirts, I'm gonna donate 2 or 3 clothing items. I'm telling myself, you should not have to buy more hangers. If you have to buy more hangers, it's a problem. So I'd rather donate things than have to make space for more things. So that's been my rule. I've been doing that for the past couple months now and it's been working beautifully. The next one is kind of funny. I am too old to day drink and night drink in the same day. I can no longer do it, guys. There was a time that I could drink 2-3 days in a row at all hours of the day and it wasn't a problem. Now, I don't want to do that anymore. But let's just say I wanted to, right? I could no longer do it. And I know that now. If I'm gonna drink in the afternoon, have some mimosas, have whatever, some seltzers, whatever. If I'm gonna drink early in the day, best believe by like 9 p.m. I wanna be in pajamas, watching something on the couch, in bed, whatever. We could still be hanging out. We'll still hang out, but I'm not going back out. I can't do it. Like I said, I don't really want to do it anymore, but even if I wanted to, I can't do it. Yesterday, I had 2 mimosas around noon, and by like 2 mimosas. By like 4 p.m. I had a headache. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Am I alone in this? I can't do it. And I used to feel bad and I used to feel pressured. Like, well, why can't you do it anymore? You should be able to. Like, what's wrong with you? And now I know that there's nothing wrong with me. I just am in pretty much almost my late 20s now. You can't hang like you used to, and that's okay. And I shouldn't feel guilt when it comes to that like I used to. And now I don't care. Like yesterday, it was a Saturday. I had some mimosas during the day. And that was it. I didn't drink for the rest of the day. I didn't feel the need to go out at night. And I enjoyed my Saturday night even still. So day drinking, night drinking, same day. Sam, you can't hang anymore. Sorry. And the last thing I am too old for is not taking accountability for my actions. Now, this should not really happen at any age, but it comes to a certain point where you are much too old to not be able to take accountability for things. It's how you grow. It's how you learn. And you know, when we're younger, you kind of try to like skate away from it, or you know, shy away from taking accountability. It's a natural thing, but as you get older, I've learned that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do things wrong and just be like, yeah, I could have done that differently. Next time, I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna change it. I'm going to approach the situation differently, or I'm going to think a little bit more before I act, or whatever the case may be. I feel like I've said whatever the case may be a couple times in this video. I'm sorry, I'm annoying myself. I'm not gonna say it anymore. But yes, I have learned to take accountability for my actions. The little things, the bigger things, everything. And I think it's more respectable when you do that and be like, yeah, I messed up. And then you take that and you run with it. And next time you do it differently. And it's gonna make people respect you so much more, and you're gonna respect yourself so much more. So yeah, guys, those were the 7 things that I came up with for this little podcast episode. I hope that you enjoyed. If you relate to any of the things that I talked about in this video, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. And also, if there's anything that I didn't say that you thought of, that you say, I'm too old for this, leave that down in the comments as well. I'd love to read them. Thank you guys so much for being here and for hanging out with me a little bit today. If you have any ideas for other podcast episodes, things that you may want me to talk about, leave those down below as well. I need all the ideas. My best friend and I, probably in like a month, will be making a podcast episode where we talk about red flags and green flags in dating and relationships. And I'm really excited for that episode. That might very well be the next one that you see, but we'll see how it goes. But I look forward to reading your comments. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video.